He's not a bat, he's a man who fights crime. And we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time. With John and Niall, and I guess you just rhyme with Bat Minutes!
Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to Minutes 2 of Bat Minutes and Robin, the show that 2017 Niall was just going like, that's that future Niall's problem. That asshole, he can deal with having to review that movie. And now it's here. I am now that asshole. So here I am. We're locked in, baby. We can't get out of this one. I am, of course, 2021 Niall McGowan, plagued with regret. No, I'm not playing. I'm perfectly fine. This is going to be fun. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
And having consumed, since the last episode, countless quantities of spice, I am 2058 John Parker, traveling in my mind through all of the possibilities of time and space.
Just pop back in to record. Yeah. It's like in 2058, Batman and Robin is regarded as the greatest film ever made. So
wouldn't that be hilarious? Like, the world ends. Aliens come in 1,000 years. Everything's been destroyed, but they find a copy of this.
But yeah, go right in to keep positive things about this film going. We do, of course, get the logo that comes up. And I think this... I can barely remember any Batman movie where the marketing hasn't kind of worked. Where it hasn't been... Like, you put that bat symbol in any situation, it usually is like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And the fusing of the bat symbol and was essentially the Nightwing symbol looks great. It's eye-catching.
Yeah, if you told me beforehand they're going to merge them, I'd be like, oh, god damn it. But it works.
Yeah. It just you can put that on anything. You're like, yeah, that's a cool logo. Much like friggin' Batman Forever was the bat symbol, the question mark looked great. Mm-hmm. Even they knew the power back in '89. Like, of course, remember we talked about in the trailer. Didn't even have the title of the movie, just had the symbol.
Didn't need it.
Yeah, it's just like the freaking teaser trailers for The Dark Knight was just the symbol. It's like, that's...
I think it works better. I think all Batman movies should just advertise themselves with, here's the new symbol.
I think one of my only beef... Well, actually, not my only beefs with this minute. I love the symbol, and then they feel the need to put up the title. I'm like, don't.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Again, Chris Nolan, he knew you didn't need it. All three movies, just the symbol. And you know what you're in. You're like, okay, it's a Batman movie. I get it. And this one, if you've seen the marketing, you know it's Batman and Robin. So you don't have to friggin' drill it into us. It's like, I see the two things.
I guess they're just thinking for people who have wandered into the cinema. I don't know. That happens.
What the hell is this?
Batman.
It's like, what's that sign? I've never seen that sign in my life.
I'll tell you what, as well, they do a really good job of, I was going to say making a Robin symbol look cool, but it's not really. As you say, it's Nightwing, because they realize you can't make a Robin look cool. Robins, they're cute. They're not cool.
Well, as we saw with the Chris O'Donnell's cool hard-edge Robin helmet in the last movie, where it's like, nah, man, that ain't Robin. It looked. I think we said at the time, it looked more like Knuckles.
Yeah.
Sonic.
Batman and Knuckles.
Oh, there you go. That's a movie. That's a movie right there.
Well, that is what it's Sonic and Knuckles. So it's all. Yeah, it's basically combine the two. And in fact, with Sonic and Knuckles, the game, it had a flap on the top, so you could insert other games. Because it would give you, basically, based on what game you slotted into it, it would change based on the data, the bonus levels in Sonic. So technically, you could plug a Batman Mega Drive game into Sonic and Knuckles.
So I remember hearing about this at the time as a kid, and I don't think my computer was equipped or something, but I remember I never saw it in action. I just heard about it, and it seemed to me like, as a 10-year-old or whatever, been like, there's no way computer technology is that advanced that you could just merge two games together.
Well, it doesn't work like the way you're thinking. It literally is just the bonus levels of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles because it's basically the same game. The game was too long, so they split it into two. The bonus levels, these 3D sort of balls that you run along.
Oh, yeah, I would call it, the sort of long tubes, basically. Yeah.
That's Sonic 2.
Oh, okay.
Sonic 3 is slightly different.
It's like the spear you're running across, isn't it?
That.
Yeah.
Now, basically, when you slotted something in, it would sort of use the binary data on the cartridge to generate the patterns on that. So it wasn't actually the two games weren't mixed. It would mix the games if you put a Sonic game in. If you put Sonic 2 in Sonic and Knuckles, which was much older, you could play Sonic 2 as Knuckles.
No, so that's the kind of thing I was hearing about, and I was like, no way.
Yeah.
No way you could do that. That's crazy. You could just insert another character into an old game.
It's crazy, yeah. And it bloody worked, and it was great. Although the levels weren't designed for Knuckles, you could just cheat. Because Knuckles could climb walls and fly. So you could kind of just climb to the top and then fly to the end. But, if you didn't deliberately cheat, it was good.
I almost think as well that this symbol, it works in almost kind of conveying Dick Grayson's personality, because it has this sort of like, here's Batman, and like, hey, what's up? It's me. Like, jumps in front of it. It's like,
and Robin.
Yeah, it is really, what's up?
Radical.
It's like, this annoying goddamn kid.
The symbol should skateboard into the shot and just jump across the Batman one, grinding. Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Joel Schumacher was like, is there any way we can like get a motorbike to zoom in or something?
And he'll tag it as he goes by. Yet again, this movie, as we're going to see, clearly has a Robin who should be 15.
Yo, it's like he's regressed in age. That's you can't tell how much further on is this supposed to be. So it's like the guy's gotten. It's like he's Benjamin Button in this goddamn thing.
How much later is this, do you think?
I think the novelization indicates it's been a couple of months.
No, because this is going to spoil it. Later on, you find out he's been going out with that woman for 6 months.
But hey, Bruce Wayne.
Well,
you could have had her in the go with the whole Chase Meridian.
You just didn't see her.
It's like, I'm good at keeping secrets. Like, I'm Batman.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I had another love interest.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe. Because it is 6 months, but we'll get to that. But
you imagine it's got to be like, if you take it just at face value, it's like, well, it's been 2 years since the last movie, so this has been 2 years of. But then you're just like, this. Bruce, you need to get this guy out of your house. Like, this freeloading god. Oh, we'll get to all that.
He's a kid. He's a kid.
But, oh, man. But, of course, yeah, just credit where credit's due. The credits also done by Anthony Goldschmidt, who did the Forever credits. And we talked about him last year. So if you want to know, if you can't remember what he did, all the other stuff we worked on, you can go listen to those episodes again. But so we did a deep dive on him, as I recall. But, yeah, the great job. Created that Batman font, that Batman Forever font, which is of course getting used again. And yeah, it's just a great look. Like that symbol. Also love the blend of you got the blue into black fading into the red, which is the blending of Batman and Robin's colors and stuff. It works very, very well.
I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I really, really like it.
The logo turns into a sandwich of sorts. And then, they feel the need to put up the title. And it's like, I wouldn't have done that myself, but okay. And then we go, back, fist. Cool. Batman's getting ready again.
Yeah. Suiting up like full-on Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando.
Yeah. Or the beginning of Eraser, actually, as well. As I recall.
Yeah. Which might be a nod back to Commando. I'm not sure.
Oh, there you go. Although it is weird as well in that, as people listening to the last season might recall, like, this is mirroring the beginning of Batman Forever, and the end of this movie is bookend. It was mirroring the end of Batman Forever with the signal and them running towards the screen and stuff. But both those things were born out of compromise, because of course the beginning of Batman Forever originally was not the beginning of the movie. That was 20 minutes in or something.
Whereas this, as we've seen when we've researched, it's pretty much the same at the beginning.
Yeah,
different dialogue,
but also again, like the end of Batman Forever, that one the end shot for a long time. Like did that at the last minute. So it's kind of weird that like again, like a 60s TV show, Joel is now going like, well, those TV shows would have a standard set, like a skeleton that they always followed. And this movie, like that, like it's like the next episode, so it starts off the same.
Yeah, I kind of like that, but it's like it starts off the same, but with a twist, because we're not just seeing Batman get ready. Robin is now fully a part of the team.
Yeah.
So you see Robin get ready. It cuts between the two of them. I quite like that. Like Batman will do his belt up, so Robin does his belt up. You see Batman's butt, so you see Robin's butt.
I was a bit weirded out though. Even in the opening shot, Batman's glove, it's got a zipper on the palm, which I didn't get because it was like his palms are sweaty. Alfred spaghetti? Like, what's happening here? Like,
Alfred spaghetti. Oh my god. But yeah, it's weird. I can't see the reason you'd want a zip there.
Yeah, and plus, as we see, mere seconds later, no zipper on the bat butt. Like, so it's like if you're gonna have a zipper anywhere, have it there. Like, unless it's got a catheter hooked up through his sleeve, and he has to open the palm to like leak everything out or something.
Now the bat butt, we got to talk about the butt because there was booty last time, but this movie's got a lot of booty.
Yes, very much so.
Are these his real buns, or is there some padding going on there, some sculpting? Now the suit is doing a lot of work.
That's the thing. It's like, this ain't your, this isn't, pure West like Adam West would do. This is like, oh, those are sculpted bat buns. And I was kind of even getting that on. It's like, do you have to like fit it in through your ass crack and stuff?
He seems to like jiggle in. Like,
well, that's the thing too. They give the impression like he's hitching up his trousers, but it's all one suit. It's like it's platelets put on a neoprint like scuba suit basically. So it's like, why are you hitching things up like you're getting off the toilet? Like,
he's got to really work it into the crack.
It's like, that's one of the key rule of Batman safety is make sure you get your ass in place because you don't want everything jiggling around down there. You got to have it all suctioned in.
He's got to work on the groove. Don't want no carnies wrecking that groove.
No,
but it would be interesting to have a zip, right? But I know why it doesn't. Because as a punk rocker, I have many a fake Vivienne Westwood pair of trousers over the years. Not real, because they cost about £1,000. And the 70s punk Vivienne Westwood trousers are based on fetish wear. Well, most of the stuff was based on fetish wear. That's why punks wear like spiky wristbands and stuff. It's all from sex shops. So the zip on the trousers goes all the way from the crotch all the way up the butt. Because it's meant to be like you wear it to have sex in. So if you unzip it and bend over. So they probably thought, well, it already looks fetishy as it is. If we have that zip all the way, it's going to look a little bit too much.
At the same time, no one's making him put these butt shots in. Like, he could just not show his ass. Like,
I love the way they do it. Like, as we said though, in stereo. So you don't just get Batman's. It's like, oh no, you need Robin's butt too. You're getting both butts.
And you get little flashes of it because again, new movie, new suits. So yeah, we'll be getting into like the details of like the Bat and Robin outfits as we go on because again, there's a lot of stuff there. You don't want to blow it all in your opening week. But one thing I did find quite weird, and I've always found a bit weird, is that this Batman is essentially all in black. Like he ain't got any color. Although, as I found out looking into it, the costume designers are very strenuously saying there is a blue tinge.
Is it?
It's all designed to be blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was black.
It looks to the naked eye, it just looks black.
It's very, 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 very dark blue.
Essentially, yeah, that's essentially what they've done. And apparently, they specify it's supposed to be ice blue. Oh. And they're like, before the films, before you even knew it was coming, they're putting ice puns in there, kind of.
Okay. I mean, I have it paused currently on Batman's groin, so maybe I'm not looking at the best bit, but or I am looking at the best bit, depending on your view.
That's fair. In publicity photos of this Clooney hanging out in the suit, it does look blue there. So it's like, oh, yeah, I get it. But yeah, in the movie, throughout the rest of it, though, it just looks like a black suit. And it weirdly looks like, it reminds me the most of like the Christian Bale outfit. Because it's like, oh, he was the first one to be like, yeah, no yellow. no splash of color or anything. It's like it's all black.
And it
like,
works. Like I think it makes perfect sense for Batman. Like why would he have color? Other than our theory of him having the logo in color to distract people. But still, you don't want to distract people by getting shot in the chest, do you? So
no. But although the production designers though specified they went for this look to give him darker, more threatening tones. But at the same time, it's like this Batman ain't dark and threatening.
No, he's the opposite. What the hell?
So this is really like the whole team. Were you all at cross purposes or something? Like why?
They've got to be.
This is not that Batman.
You could make a case for giving that to Kilmer. Like I know it's a bit of a silly, campy movie, but Kilmer plays it dark, like the way he's acting. But Clooney's just being Clooney. Like, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. But never are you like, oh, this guy, he's brooding.
Yeah. The thing is, at the end of it though, and we'll get into it. We'll describe them as we go on. But like, there's various production, concept arts of the new Batsuit, and I think they all look better than what turns out here. Because this isn't a terrible Batsuit. But I don't know, to me it looks like it doesn't quite fit him properly or something.
There's something about it that looks kind of cheap, which is weird because it's not a cheap movie.
No, that's the thing. It looks as if that's the thing. It looks as if he's rented this out of a costume shop or something.
My Funko Pop of this movie looks better, I think. It's a really cool Funko Pop.
But it's so odd, because I think even Robin's outfit looks better. Like, but this as a Batsuit, it's just like, it just doesn't quite... Although the elements I do like, though, in terms of like the continuation of the story, because you see that glove is very specifically based on the glove from the sonar suit at the end of the last movie, whereas Dick Grayson's gloves are kind of like the gloves of the Panther suit that Kilmer had earlier in that movie.
Yeah, maybe he's given him them, like, you wear these.
That's what I was actually kind of like thinking. Is like it seems as if. Because, again, the cape clasps that Batman has as well are very much based on the sonar suit. So it's kind of like he's like, oh, yeah, I'm getting my new suit groove on. Like, I'm tinkering with all my old, like, my cool new stuff. I get the kid my old suits. And it's just like, throw him that. It's like, yeah, I can paint whatever you want on
down.
It's just like, I painted this cool, like, V thing on the front, Batman's like, shut up, kid. Okay.
That's old hat.
It's like, that's my old crap. I don't want that anymore. It's like, it looks lame. And even like Robin's mask was just like foam rubber, like sheddings that Bruce has just left lying around or something.
I do like the way Robin has taken the time to paint his eyes black, though.
Oh yeah.
But I wonder if the mask fell off, if the black would also disappear magically.
I'm gonna bet yes.
Yes. One thing I don't like though is when they pick up their equipment. Robin has like a weird kind of batarang that it looks like a Robin, which to me instantly is like, well, that's not as cool a design. It's not as aerodynamic. You're not going to be able to throw that the same as a batarang. It looks more like you'd throw it as a dart.
Apparently, it's referred to in the production as a throwing bird. Which, again, doesn't sound as cool as Batarang either, does it? Yeah.
Throwing bird. They should have given him something similar, but not literally just make him Batman's thing in his symbol.
Yeah. Because it's like, again, you get Tim Drake Robin, he would have like his, we call him like the staff and stuff. It's like, yeah, give him stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, we saw how good he was with that friggin' mop, so.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That could have led into it. And also, like, using a staff, it could kind of been he learned it at the circus, doing tricks, jumping up. Like high jumpers use I don't know what you call those sticks they use. What are these? Those things. He could have maybe have trained with those, and it's kind of a similar principle. And you're like, yeah, okay.
We'll say though, because again we had we'll talk about it in more detail later, but like it's this new painted black bat symbol on the chest. And it's all kind of bubbled up. Again, this doesn't look right to me. It actually looks more like that friggin' 89 Batarang than anything.
I like the logo. I think it looks quite cool.
And also noted, after we talked about it sort of flying under the radar last movie, the dangling dong Robin symbol, which he had on his belt, that you barely saw the last movie. And we're like, yeah, that never appears
Here it
again.
is.
It is. It's on his boots.
Yeah.
But But he can't, like, it's like he can't make up his mind. He's like, he's got the thing across his chest, and now these things across, he's got the old symbol on his boot and stuff. And it's like, well, where's the R? And it's like, you see later on, his mask is kind of a Robin-ish logo. It's like, make up your damn mind, kid. Which logo are you going for?
Is this controversial of me to say? I hate the R.
Do you hate the R?
I hate the R. It looks more like it would belong in not even a cartoon, like a silly video game. I don't think it suits Robin. I don't think it suits this type of a Robin. The only way it would work is if maybe because he's clearly written as a 15-year-old punk, if he had like spray painted it on.
Well, I think there probably are versions of Robin out there where that is the case as well. But
so when they're grabbing these gadgets as well, the other thing I don't like is that I think they're starting to look more and more like toys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher talking about this movie. One of the main things he always says is like, yes, in pre-production, I heard a new word that I never heard before.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Toyetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. And there's a thing, major thing pops up in this minute. And that is the problem with it. It's like, that looks like a toy.
Yeah.
And everything in this, it looks like, virtually everything in this movie looks like a toy because it was designed to be a toy.
Yeah, which if we were slightly, like, I loved this when it came out, but if we were slightly younger when it came out, I think we would have been all in. Like, oh my God, I need this, I need that. Yeah.
I remember the marketing blitz for Forever more than this one. But this one, you'd think I'd remember it more because it's like it came later in my life. So
yeah, but
older.
I think you were just at the perfect age for Forever to hit you, right? Where, to get involved in the whole thing, in the toys and everything. Whereas this is a couple of years later, maybe you've kind of moved on, you've got other things going on, other priorities.
Just like 10 years old. Like,
I'm
old. I wish I was like you young bucks going to the cinema, but I'm old. Spent.
Oh, yeah. So after they grab the gadgets that I hate, we see the car emerging. A new car yet again. Right. Now, I've written this down. What do you make of this Batmobile now? Because I quite like it.
You like this? You like this car?
I quite like this car. And according to the specs, this one is faster than the previous one, and it's cheaper.
That's how you like everything, John. Fast and cheap.
Oh, that describes me, baby.
Now, that's the thing. As someone who would go to the gates of hell for that Kilmer-mobile, I hate this car.
Why? I quite like it. It's toned down the fins.
Well, it's toned down the fins. It seems like everything else is amped up, though. It's like... It's too glow in the dark. It's too bright.
It's very glow in the dark. It's got a big spinning kind of... what do you even call that thing in the front of it? Like a centrifuge?
I think it almost looks like... Because what my mind is like, it's kind of like they're trying a little bit to bring back the 60s car.
Yeah, totally. It's got a vibe of an old-fashioned car that he's tarted up.
Yeah, and that had a little siren in it. Like a little flashing siren at the top. So I feel like that thing in the front, that kind of swirly... gyrosphere kind of thing is like a little nod because it looks like a similar color scheme then with the black and blue and red and
I
stuff.
agree, but in universe I think it's like, it's a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's a friggin' monster of a goddamn but no, I think it's too much. It's like, the thing is, again,
but it fits the movie.
But I can't I don't know why I'm so gut reaction against it, because it's just like every criticism I can throw at this car is also true of the Kilmer-mobile. But that was like, oh no, that was cool.
So this season, I'm going to ask people like, you like this car, right?
I think it's like we had to flip-flop the whole damn thing. But yeah, I thought, again, it might actually also be a thing of the Kilmer car got underserved because it only had one outing and it was blown up. And now I'm just like, well, why didn't they just bring that car back? Like, why do we have to have a new car?
It is interesting to see that he's changed the car because, I don't know, is it because, okay, well, that car got destroyed, so obviously there was something wrong with it. Is that his thinking?
I think maybe in universe you say like, well, this is faster and cheaper, I guess would be the excuse he has. But
yeah.
again, of course, our reality excuse is it's a new toy that you can sell.
No, no, don't ruin it. I have the specs here anyway. So, the last one was supposed to look like a bat, right? But this one was specifically inspired by a Jaguar D-Type.
Yeah.
So, an old car. The Batman Forever one, top speed 329 miles per hour. This is like top trumps, this, isn't it? But Batman and Robin, 350.
Oh.
But that's only with the afterburner on. But it goes faster. The price of the Batman Forever Batmobile, $297,000. The price of this, $200,000. It's cheaper. And this one is 30 feet long. It's like the biggest one, I think. From the data I've seen, it's at least, if not the biggest one, it's in the top 2. And according to the specs, that is a rotating turbine intake, but it doesn't specify what it's intaking. What's coming in?
It's just like the Seinfeld thing of like, well, I'm an importer. Like, what are you importing? I don't know. It's like, that's just my. I'm an importer exporter. Like, well, what are you importing and exporting?
Well, whatever. They have the same engine though, oddly.
Oh, why recreate it then? It's like, oh god damn.
They both use a Chevy 350 V8 ZZ3 or ZZ3 if you're a stupid American. And they have 350.
Thank you for alienating most of our fan base there, John.
Yeah, but I'm superior. You see, I'm British. I rule you all, including you, Irish. They have 350 horsepower, which means nothing to me as a non-driver, but it sounds impressive.
They got 350 horses inside that thing.
Well, that is literally what it originally meant, wasn't it? Like,
the
power of 350 horses.
But
I'm sure it doesn't mean that anymore. I don't know.
But it's just, I don't know what.
It's very similar to the last one, though. I'm surprised you don't like it.
That's the thing. Again, it's just because it rings to me as being such a toy. It's like, this is just designed to be a thing to market. Like it doesn't seem like there's because the other one was quite Geigerish. That was the kind of they brought in H.R. Geiger to design a Batmobile for it. So I felt like this is like a work of art. This feels like this is a work of commerce. This is designed to be like, it looks cool.
This is capitalist.
Yeah, it's like, it's all flashing lights because you put batteries in it and it flashes and stuff. It's like, it does not sit well with me. But look at a lot, even the other gadgets and stuff he had. There was an insanely huge Batarang thing. It's like, what the hell is that? Like that's supposed to be a toy as well. Like the freaking got a bat. One point we'll have to talk about when it comes up later in the minutes, but like there's a bat laser he just takes with him as practice now. He also took that. This whole so much of this getting it stinks to me of marketing. Basically.
Oh yeah. And you know what we can blame for it? Going all the way back, my favorite thing in the world, Star Wars.
Yeah. That's 100%. This is all just like you gotta sell the crap out of this.
It's
movie.
the logical extension of what George Lucas did, and I don't think George Lucas intended it to go the way it did.
No. Oh, I think he is very much like what is this monster?
Yeah, he just thought, it'll be fun, make some toys, it'll bring in a bit of money. Maybe I can make my sequel, and it turned out that every movie ever since has just ripped it off and decided like let's just sell everything.
Yeah.
And this was in the time as well, in the 90s, where you branded everything. Like, I would get, like, Batman spaghetti.
Oh, yeah. I think you probably could still get that. Like, if you looked hard enough. It's like, of course, Neil Ricketson. He can tell you all about that stuff. That's his whole YouTube channel, is reviewing random Batman crap that he's found.
So do go and check that out.
Batman Forever stuff, specifically, so... but the thing is, in terms of talking about marketing, one thing I don't think we ever brought up in the Forever season is that very early on, there was promotional stills before they called it Batman Forever, where it was called, they just had Batman with a 3 instead of a B. So it was 3 Atman. And the B was also slightly in the shape of like a green bat, because it's still all green stuff.
Yeah, but this is just making me go like, well, why isn't the new Scream movie, the S is a 5?
Well, I think that they're doing that weird thing where it's like, what did they? Oh, the Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn has a sequel recently, it's just called Wrong Turn.
No.
They did that Halloween movie where it's like, this is a sequel to the first Halloween. So Halloween 2 is no longer canon. So what are you calling this one? Halloween 2? No, it's just called Halloween. It's like, but there already is a Halloween. That's a really classic movie. It's like, yeah, but this one's just called Halloween.
It's
like,
dumb, yeah.
You can't do that. It's so freaking stupid.
Great movie, but stupid decision.
But apparently, they're saying originally, so they went from 3 Atman into Batman Forever, which is a title I actually quite like.
Is the A going to be a 4?
They were going to call this Batman Forever.
Oh, that's so of the time.
Yeah, the number 4, and then they decided against it because they're like, well, the other one's already called.
Then
Batman.
The sequel could have been Batman 2000, right?
Yeah, but you're getting into that. It's basically what you're approaching. It's like, Batman 2010 and all this kind of crap. And it's like, well, you could freaking say that as like only stupid movies would do that, but then you had Blade Runner 2049.
That gets away with it because it's the future.
Because the title Batman and Robin to me is also a bit like, because it feels
a bit boring, isn't it?
And it also feels like the last movie should have been called Batman and Robin, because that's what that was about.
Yeah, but this one is the first one where he is fully Robin.
Yeah, but at the same time, the plot line between them, if that was the focal point, like the whole movie was about them being a team and learning to be a team. Great. And there is a bit of that in there, but I wouldn't say that's the main story thread of this, because there's so much other stuff going on. So it kind of makes it seem like, why is it called Batman and Robin? And it's also really annoying because every time you type in to a Google search engine, Batman and Robin, it just brings up generic Batman and Robin.
That's why it was difficult for me to get the script.
Yeah, you always have to type in 1997 and all. Unless they were like, no, this is Batman ampersand Robin.
Yeah, but even if you put that, it doesn't matter. Google doesn't differentiate.
So maybe that was Joel's thinking, though. He's like, no, we got the copyright in that ampersand. So that's how you know. It's like, no one cares about that, Joel.
I get why they called it that, but it's a much less exciting name as well. Like, it makes sense, but Batman Forever is far more exciting to me, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's way, way better. And then even after that thing, you're just getting into, like, friggin', The Dark Knight. That's a great friggin' title by itself. But, yeah, I don't know, you go with this, like, The Caped Crusaders. There you go. I'll take that. But, like, Batman and Robin's is like,
You've got to have Batman in the title for the, casual cinema goer. So I get it. It's like, well, what's the difference this time? Well, now he's got Robin properly. It's like, okay, then, I guess.
But then you could also be like, well, this one's about the origin of Batgirl. Kind of. It feels like this should be called, like, Batman. They call it Batman and Robin Sub-Zero. I'd be like, there you go.
Batman and Robin, the Cold War.
Yeah, something like that. But it's like, it just feels Batman and Robin's just like, I get, if the main thing was their relationship, I would get it. But it's not. So it just kind of annoys me a little bit.
I get it. Yeah. I'm in the middle. I don't particularly like the name, but I don't hate it. It's just very bland. So, meh.
But talking of this duo, though, this dynamic duo, I do love the shot. I hate the car, but I do love the shot of them standing in front of the car.
Oh, that revelation of the car is amazing.
But yeah, their silhouettes as well. Yeah. It's just like that, because it just looks like, oh yeah, that's Batman and Robin. That's their silhouettes. That's what that looks like.
Yeah, and that shot of them, I think you could frame that. Like, I think that looks amazing. That would make a cool print. Yeah,
that is a... Again, Joel Schumacher is a guy comes from a design school.
Yeah, very visual.
He knows how to make these things pop and stuff, but he knows how to get your attention, which is why but it mightn't be for the best reasons, because you might look at that car and be like, oh, but it at least got your attention.
No, I think he would be who would have been a great person to have on staff, no matter the movie you're making. Maybe not as your director, but have him there somewhere consulting, because he knows what he's doing. He can really draw your eye. But then we see the man himself, Val Kilmer. Oh, wait a second.
That was the big revelation, though. Of like, after all this, like, we got all that stuff last year about like the friggin' fights on set and the friggin' Joel and Val hating each other and et cetera, and then Joel recent years saying we kind of fired him and he kind of quit and all this other stuff. Came up one random documentary they made about like 15 years ago about this movie, and Joel's just saying like, yeah, Val was supposed to come back, and the reason I was really upset with him is because he didn't let us know until the last minute that he wasn't coming back. Apparently, it was, and Val Kilmer's in that same documentary going like, yeah, I think I was just double booked with the Saint and stuff, and it just didn't work out.
Oh, come on, that's nonsense, right? You don't pick the Saint over Batman.
I think, yeah, but he claims that, like, contracts were signed and stuff. But the indications, Joel Schumacher's like, yeah, Val was supposed to come back, and it was only at the 11th hour he told us that he couldn't make it, so we had to scramble to get someone else.
That
it's
fits with the Val that we've learned from that time period.
Of course,
yeah.
But it's just so weird that we spent so long thinking like, oh yeah, they would never have hired him back. Like that's it feels as if it was very much like he took the Saint to get away from it kind of thing.
Maybe it was like a kind of for the audience. Like we don't want to change Batman already. Come on, we just have to have him back, I guess.
I guess they'd be like, well, I think he got okay reviews and stuff, and some people will say, and as Val Kilmer himself did say, anyone could be in that suit. Like you can just be like, yeah, as long as you got the chin. Well, no one cares about the Batman. It's like we've gone to great lengths to discuss why that is not true, but that is a consensus amongst producers and stuff.
It's not true at all. It's not. The charisma really shines through. It's a bit like Darth Vader, right? That performance, the physical performance of Darth Vader is phenomenal. And the way they shoot him and light him and all kinds of things, it's important. When you see someone else, like apparently it's Hayden Christensen in the suit in that brief bit of Sith. And it's not right. There's something off. You feel it as a viewer. And I think you'd feel even more with Batman because you're seeing the chin.
But that's actually as well that we'll have to see when it is hopefully coming out, in the next couple of years, because Hayden's back for that Obi-Wan show.
Yeah,
and the only way he can play Darth, unless it's like through Force visions and stuff.
I think you might get a few things like that, and you'll see him in his weird hyperbaric chamber egg. Things like that.
You also do think though, like, is he just going to be in the suit the whole time? Or because then they could be like, yeah, this Hayden. It'd be really terrible if they got him back. Like, he's only in the suit. You never even have to hear him speak, and they're still like, this guy cannot get this role right. He's off.
It could happen. It could look at historically Frankenstein's monster. I was going to say Frankenstein. When they change that actor up, it does make a big difference. Even though it shouldn't, because that version of the monster isn't like the literary version of the monster. 99% of the time, he's not exactly an eloquent, learned man, like in the book. Once you change from Karloff, though, even when you bring Bela Lugosi, when he forces his way into the part, which is insane. I don't know why he was like, I'll do it. Because it's like, you've played like the Igor kind of character. It's like, oh, no, I'll do it. It's fine. It doesn't work. You feel the difference as a viewer. And I think it does that with Batman. That's why I'm torn on Clooney. I'm coming around to him, having rewatched it. This introduction here, this specific minute, he looks the part. He looks amazing in this one shot of him here, just standing there as Batman. You're like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. He fills the cowl well.
I will say, just to get this out of the road, and maybe opinions will change throughout, but I think George Clooney is terrible.
Oh, I always said the same. I mean, I've said it previous seasons, I'm sure. Like he's just being Clooney. He's not being anything else.
But it's not even been like, George Clooney is a very charming, very effervescent presence, and he is sleepwalking his way through this. Like I don't know if he'd be like, the perfect Batman, but he's a great Bruce Wayne in theory.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
But he is just not. He's not doing anything.
He does stick to that kind of thing that a lot of people say. I don't necessarily agree with this, but a lot of people say like you can either be a good Bruce or a good Batman. You can't be both. And here's another case. People say it about Keaton. People say it about Kilmer, and here you go again.
But But I don't think that he is a good Bruce in this. I think he could be if the circumstances are right. But I think in both roles here, he's just like, no. There are little moments. Actually, one of them's coming up this week that I do appreciate what he's doing.
See, you might slowly come around.
That ain't a good performance make though. That's just like this is. But yeah, so I think from the I'm putting that down there now. And I think even if George Clooney himself were here, he'd be like, you are 100% correct.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. No, I've heard he's not. Like, he doesn't hate the movie, but he's not a fan of his work in it.
Oh, I think he does hate the movie. I think he said he flips around on TV and he sees it on, he just cringes and he's like, oh god. Like he's actively embarrassed by it and stuff. But no, I think what it could be also he's wrapped up in the aftermath fervor of it and whatnot. But
yeah. He kind of wants to play along with the joke as well, like a bit like Tommy Wiseau. I'll join in with the joke. It's fine.
But we'll also say, previous thing that George Clooney did, because sometimes when we get these actors pop up, like, well, what have they been up to recently? And the last thing George Clooney was in before this was One Fine Day with Michelle Pfeiffer. So there you go. The movie he would do immediately after this is The Peacemaker with Nicole Kidman. So he's got a Batman romance sandwich. This guy going on.
He just loves to get those bat ladies.
Yeah, he's got Pfeiffer. He gets Elle McPherson, and he got freaking Kidman on the back end. It's like, goddamn. Again, as much as I dislike his performance, in general, I do love George Clooney as a media presence. Like I admire his work greatly, but it's just in this role, no, no.
You know what? As much as I'm kind of semi-defending it, I get it. I won't begrudge you that. For most of my life, I felt the same way. It's interesting. It's going to be a lot to discuss as we go.
Because then we have the shot of Clune Dog and the new and quote unquote improved Batsuit, and then we get a similar lingering shot up Chris O'Donnell. Also say though, in talking about like the fact that it's kind of uniformed opening to the first the first Schumacher movie, and it also kind of feels like it's like it's spoofing itself as well, because
100% already. Yeah,
it's like them getting the gear together, because that was really cool in the first movie, old Batman getting ready, and you hear like the weird metallic things on the soundtrack, which are also here in this one. But this one's like, it goes on way too long. It's like they're picking up more and more stuff. It's like you're expecting them to pick up like, number 2 pencil and like a fleshlight.
A kitchen sink would be.
Yeah, you're expecting them to be like, a sandwich that they're going to pack away and crap like that. It's like, it goes on ridiculously too long. And you're like, you're making fun of your own movie like that you just made.
It's funny you said sandwich, because it just made me think like, I'll get takeout.
And they actually not this week, next week. There is a weird continuity to that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm done by this minute though. Yes, I don't know if you got anything else.
Likewise, we will head into the dark night. So come and check us out on all the socials, all that nonsense, and find us on TeePublic. Just look for the Sleepy Charlie Media Store. Just type in Bat Minute. I think it comes up either way. We've had a few shirts taken down by Warner Brothers, but it's all good. I'm sure we'll still have plenty of exciting ones for you, including the new logo.
It's all like, Warner Brothers' new seal sucks, man. There's all just that splashed on a shirt.
Oh my God, let's do the Warner Brothers logo, but make it like J and N, like John and Niall.
One thing I will say in terms of when they were making the credits for this, not to go back to minute 1, but from designing the logo for last season, fitting in Batman Forever across the thing, they had to do the same thing with Joel Schumacher's name, where they had to make his first name smaller to fit it on the rest of the screen. And as I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a little silly. And then it hit me as like, oh, wait, I've been there. Like, I remember having to make Bat Minute in tiny writing and then Forever to splash out. Plus, that was the only way to make it all fit properly.
Plus, the Forever bit's the important bit, because people know it's Bat Minute. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're world famous. We're the most famous podcast going. I mean, Joe Rogan, who's that?
This is us bringing on Elon Musk to talk about the smoke weed and talk about
Hey, you know what, right? Why don't we just invite him on? Screw it. Let's invite Elon Musk to join us for minute 3.
The thing is, like, if he actually accepted and came on, I'd just be like, I'd much rather talk to Grimes.
Can you put Grimes on?
So it's like, yeah, I didn't think either of you come on, but now you're here. I just want to talk to your friggin'... It's like, are they married or are they just going out? I can't remember.
No, they're having a child, or they've had the child. Yeah.
Oh, the kids, like, 'cause it was like,
With the crazy
binary archangel or whatever it was called. Yeah, that still is the meme I made that I was most upset that it completely failed was Grimes going out with Max Shrek. I was so happy with that.
I liked that.
Yeah, but you liked it. Of course you liked it, but no one else did.
Yeah, screw you, listeners. You let Niall down.
Yeah, it's like, if only the Batman Returns Renaissance was occurring at the same time those two hooked up, that could have been the meme to set the world aflame.
But everyone knows we started the Renaissance, so.
So most people just look like it's a picture of Grimes next to Christopher Walken wearing a wig. It's like,
okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But
tragic.
Before we go down a rabbit hole of insulting Elon Musk for 500 hours, he probably listens to this. Let's be honest, he's a nerd. We will depart into the dark, dark night. So join us again on Friday for more Bat Minute and Robin. Next time, Hot Wheels leading the way. The Bat bemoans not working alone as a Kilmer callback is chased up. But as a Batman in sorrow invokes the man of tomorrow, what kind of motoring monstrosity will we see as our renovated Cavalier races to the city? Find out Friday as we blast off in style. Same Bat Pod, different Bat Minute. We'll be back.